Hello YouTube, this is Drugoli from Nicer Than Never, and welcome to the next episode of my 3D printer tutorial. In this episode, if you watched the last one, which you probably have since you're watching this, I said the next we were going to build was going to be this little controller here, which controls what part of the memory we're going to access when we want to print out our stuff. This is pretty complicated. There's lots of different things that has to be placed correctly, correct timing, so I'll excuse myself already, because I might have to go back into my world and actually check out how it was, the exact timings. But let's go get working on this thing. So, as with this thing over here, this little counter that we have, this piston counter, we're going to build this again. We're going to build two of these a bit apart, and that's what we're going to use to control which part of the memory is going to be used. So let's just start off by getting the counter. Pretty straightforward. Pistons. This first one is going to be 3 ticks, or 3 pistons long. So I'm going to get some sand. Here we go. There. Just going to put on like that. Then up here we put a tiny delay. Just 2, I believe that's good. There we go. So now this thing is almost done. It doesn't take that long. Let's put that on there. There we go. Do like that. And get this hooked up to a little signal shortener. Like so. I'm going to hook that up like that. And this is going to have, just make it a very short pulse. Boom. There we go. I might actually want to move this a little bit. Excuse me. I might move it a little bit over here because we're going to be tight on space. So we might as well try and move it a little bit to the side. So there we go. And some short delay. There we go. So we have that hooked up now, and whenever we give this thing power... Oh, wait a minute. Huh. Now that is interesting. Alright, we want to increase the delay here a little bit. That, and I guess try and increase that a little bit as well. Alright, let's try again. Oh, this is really weird. It should not be doing that. I guess the delay is not big enough. Okay, let's try one more time. Oh, I think it's because it's too long of a pulse over here. I'm sorry about that. It's 2 on that, and 3 on that, it looks like. So 2 on this one, and 3 on that one, like that. This should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Let me try and hook up a... No, it should work. So what if I try and get this over here, so I can see how long the signal is? Okay, it's very short. See if we can make it a little bit shorter. There we go. We don't need any more than that. Just very quick. Shrunk. Well, let's try it. There we go. Yeah, now it's working. Awesome. Just some short timing problem. And we're also going to get an output out of this later. But let's first just get all of this over here done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and connect this to this system here. And this right now only emits a very, very short pulse. So what we're going to do with it is we're going to take it over. Get this right color. But also, we don't want any of these to interfere with each other. We need the signal. The thing is, we don't know which of these could be on. At least one of them needs to be on. That's kind of a rule for my printer, sadly. But we don't know which one. We can't just do like that. I mean, that won't work. Because now this line here is going to turn on all of them. If that gets power, this one would turn that one on. So that won't work. None of them can touch each other. This one here can do like that and like that. Then that one's good. As long as we connect something to over here, then that's good. Let's extend it out. This one here, we can take it forward to about there and bring it up and over this thing. And as I said, if we connect it to here, we're going to be good. As long as you don't connect it to anything back here or anything over here. So this one, we can just do the same thing. Just going to get it out from here. Extend. And bring it over. Like that. But we can't just connect it like so. Because now it's going to be able to give it power back here. So we want to get... Let's see, if we put a repeater right here, we can take this thing down and connect it to there. And if we put we need to also put a repeater up here, because if we don't do that, this power here will be able to go back this way over here, which is not good. So if we do like this, we now have this thing connected. Awesome. So I'm just placing some of this stuff. Alright, there we go. So what we're going to do now with this signal that we have here is we want to try and see if we can extend it a little bit. I'm actually going to change this up a little bit. Let me see. This actually will not work. Alright. I'm just trying to see if I can make it use a little less space. Then we can do like that. No, like that. And there. Okay. So we want to pull this in directly into a little RS NOR latch. That's a little too big. Turn RS NOR latch. We want this thing to be off or on by default, actually. We want to be... fail. We want to be on by default. So we can actually flip the gate. No, wait, now I'm just... God dang it. I'm making all kinds of mistakes right now. This is really embarrassing. Alright. We want to get that over here. Alright, so we want to actually be off by default. This thing here, we don't want that to give out power just yet. Oh my god. I just need to play this correctly. This is not 100% how it is actually in my world. I'm just trying to make it work. Alright. So that we want to be off. So that needs to do like that, and then this needs to go around. And hit this thing like that. Alright, there we go. Because then this is going to give a short pulse, flip this thing. So now this is going to turn on. And this we want to extend out like that. We want to get this out a little bit. So let's just start off by adding a delay here. Yeah, that should be good. Now we're going to take this back into here. And there's going to be some more delay. Going around like that. Taking it over here. Like so. So what's going to happen? Let me just have that running. So when any of these get power, boom, it's going to extend, make a long pulse here. Wait, why is it always on? Okay, something's looping back around itself somehow. I am not sure how. Oh, yes, of course. This is what we need to turn off. So we need the power to go that way. Get back to there. So bring it out like that. Here. There we go, and there we go. So it emits a pulse to this a little longer, so we're sure that this works. Okay. So now we also, let me actually just go back in and check if there's anything else we need to connect to that line, a very specific line there. That's what we have here. No. Good. Okay. So we want to be... Oh, god damn it. Wrong world. There we go. So we want to be able to actually activate this thing while we... from over here. We need to be able to activate it somehow. So to do that, we're going to get a color of wool. Take this one. Hook that up here. Or hook that up to a button. I'm going to extend this back a little bit. I'm going to short delay. Just for the heck of it. Alright, now we need to take this thing over and connect it to somewhere around here. So bring it over like that. Just get it over here real quick. Bring it down. You can't connect to there. It needs to connect to over here. So let me just bring it all the way down to there. Like that. Just to keep our color scheme. So that whenever we press this button, we want the machine to start printing out whatever we've programmed it to print out. Make sure it gets there, good, and make sure there again. So now we're able to start the machine, or start the counting here. So let's go over and create the next one. Let me see, how far away does that need to be? I should have measured all of this beforehand, but there's tons of things I would have measured. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Failing again. So 10 blocks away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There. And this one we want to have 4 ticks or 4 countings long. I'll explain why in a second. Let me just get everything placed. Good. Sand. Creating the basic counter again. Looking fancy. Yep. It's because this over here is going to control which one of the 3 tower groups it takes from. But this one over here is going to control which line of these we take from. So if it's from the first one, so that one shows 1 and that one shows 1, then it's going to take from this down here. But when that one's gone all the way through, it's going to reset itself, push that up 1. Now it's going to take from here. So then that one goes all the way through, that one goes up, and then we take this one. And then after that, it's going to reset itself, so it doesn't keep on looping around and trying to create things. Alright, so we also, get rid of that wool here, we also need to connect this thing over to that. So we might actually need to bring it up a bit. Let me see, bring it up from here. I'm gonna take it up above this thing. So all we need to do is need to get this thing also to fire on all pistons. There we go, we have our pulse shortener. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I think it's actually like that. Set up. Right. Bring this thing down. Oh, I actually want to break it out earlier because we want to have some reset stuff over there. We also want to get some stuff from there, so let's do like so. So now we are able to not only activate the first counter, but also activate the second one. Because if we don't activate both of them, it's not going to do shit. So it's important. Okay, and boom. So that is hooked up. Now we also want this thing, so when that is done doing its counting business, we want it to wait a few seconds. And then it's going to activate this one over here, so this one flips up. So do that, we're going to hook up this here this here will come on when this last output is on, so it will like be power going through, like so, through that block. So this we can take over, put some delays on it, and we can hook it up to there. I'm gonna get lots of delays. And just do that. Okay, so now when that one's done counting, that one's gonna go up 1 bit. Missing one piece there. Okay, so that one's done counting. This will go up 1 bit, and then this over here needs to also reset. So we want that to reset whenever it's doing this as well. So it could be when this thing here turns on. No, it actually won't do, because when this here is done, so around there, if we bring it out from, let's say, I think actually I'm going to try and do like this instead. Because then I can bring it out from here. So we want that to go over and reset that thing. So that's going to go down, and then when it's going to go down, and it's also going to come back. Oh god, this is all these things need to be connected correctly. It sucks. Okay. Do like that instead. We should be good. We need to be able to actually access that torch, so that's why we need to move this right here. Okay. So let me get this thing like that. Should be able to have something running here. And I need to bring it out like that, actually. So this we're going to bring down. Just for the heck of it. Some repeaters to make sure power gets there. And then we also want that thing to get power, so we want to bring this down somehow. There we go. So when it is done resetting, it'll start counting back up again. So now I think we can actually try this out, see if it works. I'm going to add a little button over here, so we can test out whenever, let's say, something would have gone through. Okay, so something goes through. Let's see. So it goes up. No, wait, no. This is wrong. This is wrong. Go back down. Up here, this is what we need to activate first. We activate the system. That's the first thing. Both of them go up. First one's activated. So the very first part. Okay. So the line goes through. Goes to the next one. Good. Line goes through. Next one. And after a while, we should see this thing go up. There we go. That thing resets. It turns off. Okay, but it didn't actually have enough delay here to be able to turn itself on again. So I think I have an idea. If we take this out right there, we might be able to actually add some delays from here already, so we can get some more. Add that there. Let me get this down. Ooh, crap. Can't do like that either. Hey. Space. I guess if I bring that thing over a little bit, do like so instead, then it should work. Okay. Here we go. So now I can put that there like that. And because I think it looks stupid, I'm going to add these ones. And this one. So, let's just say that actually worked, and it did turn itself on again. So that one's still in 2, this is 1. So number 2, 2. 2, 3. Now this one over here should change. There we go. Change down to 3. This resets. And it's didn't flip. Okay. I need to figure out why it didn't flip. That is the next question. I'll just quickly turn this down a little bit to that bit. And we need to figure out what the hell is going on here. So that. So now we need to keep an eye out on what happens here. Engine coming soon. There we go. It resets. Oh, yes, I see why. It's because that is still off. Of course. Of course, of course. Do we have enough room to actually make a signal shortener? I think we might if we take this down. Because the problem is that that torch is still off when we want to try and reactivate this thing. So that we need to do something about. Adding a simple shortener to the pulse should do that just fine. I think doing like this could work. No, not quite. So let's go in like that. Let's go up. Oh my god. Dude, here's all this stuff is so pretty close and layering. So I'm going to shorten the pulse, and it's going to go back up to there. Alright. Same delays. Okay, let's do one more try. Works. Awesome. Works. Awesome. So now we should actually be able to see that it turns both of these off, flips that one up. Yes. This one goes. Perfect. So now we're good. Now it can cycle by itself. Once this over there is actually starts working, it's able to cycle by itself. So now we need it to turn itself off again. And how it's going to do that is this here is going to be on all 3, so it's going to give power out here. Then this one is going to come up when it gets over here. And we want this to... This needs to do a lot of stuff. This here, we want to... Over here... to turn this... Make sure this one actually stays off. It's much easier if we go into the real thing here so you can see where it is it goes. It's the one we have right here. So all of those 4 are done counting. It's going to go over here for a delay. Then go this way. It's going to turn that one off. Let's go over here. And it's going to turn that one off. So yeah. That is what we need to hook up now. Just so both of those turn off and doesn't start cycling again. So we're going to need the delay. This over here. I'm not quite sure if we actually want the delay to be there. All we need to do is we need to hook it up to that and this. Come on, there we go. Alright, come on, you little bastard. There we are. So yes, we need to hook it up to over there, so we need to bring it across all these different lines. It's a very big clusterfuck of lines. We might want to do like so, and bring it up. Because then what we can do over here is we can bring it close, then have it use a torch here, like that. Just add that there. There we go. Now all we need is our repeaters, and it should be good. So it's going to reset it when both of these. Yep. There we go. Press a line. Okay, so now we got that hooked up. And now I actually need to make sure the next one we need to hook up, that's going to be some piston stuff that's going to be used in our actual printing part over there. It's this we have right here. So when this is done, it's not only going to restart the resetting process, we also need it to go all the way over here through all of these repeaters and activate a little 3x3 grid of pistons, which is going to push forward that whole section of our printing. So we're not going to hook anything up to it yet, we're just going to place it there. So we have it. I want to get... Oh, it's the wrong one. There's some tutorials. There we go. So let me have it here. It's the line that we have right over here. This we want to hook up to something over there, so it's going to be a little tricky. We're going to try and bring it over. I guess we can try and go like that. Again, clusterfucks of wires and shit. So now just this line here is ready to go. Boom. Okay, so I think this might actually be enough for the first episode. There's quite a few different things that we need to build. So I'm going to go back in so we can show what the next thing we're going to build is going to be. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for the next part where we're going to make these few decoders here. We're going to hook them up to our system. And then in the episode after that, we're hopefully going to create our printing part, and then we'll be done. So thank you for watching, and take care.